Something unbelievable was stirring in Atlanta, a storm that mixed prophecy, redemption, and controversy all at once. Pastor Brian Carn, a man whose name had once been both celebrated and criticized, was back in the spotlight, but this time it wasn't about scandal or sensational headlines. Rumors were spreading that he might become the next senior leader of one of the most historic and powerful churches in the Church of God in Christ. The idea sounded impossible to many. Could the same man once dragged through public scrutiny now be chosen to lead one of the most sacred pulpits in the country? The whispers started quietly, a few social media posts, a few insider conversations, then suddenly the story caught fire. Screenshots, group chats, and leaked details began to circulate online, suggesting that Pastor Carn's name was officially being considered by church leadership in Atlanta. It felt unreal. For years his name had been surrounded by drama, bold prophecies, public debates, and endless controversy. And yet here he was allegedly at the center of a major succession plan. People asked, how did this even happen? To understand the magnitude of this moment, one had to go back to the beginning, to Jacksonville, Florida, where a young boy named Brian Carn first began to make people believe that he was born for something extraordinary. From a young age, Brian was no ordinary child. While most kids his age played games or dreamed of simple futures, he stood behind pulpits, speaking with power and conviction. People said he could see things before they happened, delivering prophecies that touched hearts and changed lives. Pastors from across the South invited him to their churches. Crowds gathered, hoping for a word from the boy prophet. His presence filled rooms with emotion and electricity. It was clear he had a gift, or at least, that's what everyone believed. By his 20s, he was preaching across the country, appearing on Christian television, and captivating audiences with his commanding voice. But fame, especially in the church world, comes with a price. Whispers followed him everywhere. Some called him authentic, chosen by God. Others accused him of being theatrical, of rehearsing prophecies or chasing fame. Yet no one could deny his magnetism. Wherever he went, churches overflowed. His followers defended him passionately, calling him a misunderstood visionary. His critics, meanwhile, waited for him to fall. And fall he did, into a whirlwind of accusations, misunderstandings, and public controversies that made him one of the most polarizing figures in modern ministry. But even as others faded away after similar storms, Brian Carn didn't. He rebuilt. He launched Kingdom City Church, gathered thousands again, and kept preaching louder, stronger, and more determined than ever. Now years later, that same name was being whispered again, this time in reverence, not ridicule. Inside church leadership meetings in Atlanta, insiders claimed Brian Carn's name was not just mentioned, it was being seriously discussed. Could this be divine timing, or just politics in motion? Those who supported him believed it was destiny. They said the church needed someone bold, modern, and fearless, someone who could connect with the next generation. But the older, more traditional leaders weren't convinced. To them, Carn's past controversies were too much to overlook. They worried that bringing him in would divide the church or stain its reputation. Still, the rumors wouldn't die. Sightings of Pastor Carn in Atlanta began to circulate online. Followers noticed he was traveling less, preaching differently, and speaking in metaphors about a new season and divine repositioning. Some believed he was hinting at a coming change. Others thought he was teasing his congregation. But the timing was too suspicious to ignore. An aging bishop preparing to retire, secret meetings taking place behind closed doors, and Brian Carn's name suddenly resurfacing at the center of it all. Even his silence began to speak volumes. As the buzz grew louder, people inside the Church of God in Christ found themselves divided. Older bishops argued for caution, while younger pastors defended Carn's transformation. They pointed to his maturity, his stability, and how he had carried himself with grace through years of scrutiny. If God can restore him, they said, then surely he can use him. Meanwhile, his critics rolled their eyes, saying redemption doesn't always mean reinstatement. But the more people debated, the more the story spread, from Atlanta to Memphis, from Charlotte to Dallas, until it became impossible to ignore. Behind the scenes, meetings reportedly continued. A senior leader from Atlanta was seen attending one of Carn's services in Charlotte. Sources claimed the two men spoke privately afterward. Around the same time, a special guest began showing up at leadership gatherings in Atlanta. No one confirmed who it was, but the pattern was too clear to dismiss. Something big was unfolding, and every day it seemed the line between rumor and reality grew thinner. Then came the shift. Prominent pastors who once distanced themselves from Carn started praising him again, calling his journey a testament of grace. Even some media outlets that had previously criticized him began referring to him as a man transformed. The narrative had changed, from scandal to redemption. For many, this was no longer a story about controversy. It was about second chances, about how even the most broken vessels could be restored to purpose. Still, one haunting question remained. Was this truly divine restoration, or just another chapter of public drama waiting to explode? As tension grew in Atlanta, Carn maintained his silence. no statements, no confirmations, just the calm, unbothered confidence of a man who seemed to know something the world didn't. His silence became his sermon, his restraint the proof of his growth. It sent a message louder than any prophecy. You can talk about me, but you can't stop what's meant for me. Now, as Atlanta's church world waits for the final decision, one thing is clear. This story isn't just about Brian Carn anymore. It's about faith, redemption, and the strange, unpredictable ways destiny unfolds. Whether he takes that pulpit or not, he's already rewritten his legacy. From scandal to succession, from rejection to restoration, Prophet Brian Carn stands as proof that no matter how delayed destiny may be, it always finds its way back home. What do you think about this news? Let us know in the comments below.